Good morning and welcome in everybody. As we can see the start of the trading week, we're off to a volatile start here to the upside as Bitcoin's up $1,978, right about $2,000 or 1.87%. Bitcoin's filling out the entirety of this pattern right now. We'll see if we can break bullish. If Bitcoin can get over this resistance here, here, let me get rid of some of this. This is how you break out bullish, but we'd have to break out over the top, hold that, and then maybe instead of having a further push down towards 90K, Bitcoin can get on top of 108, and we can hold this on the breakout. So this is right at the make it or break it point for Bitcoin. We're at that downtrending resistance. We're at the top of the formation. We talked about this yesterday. What happens when it comes up here? And then can it hold this? Does it fill it out? Does it back test? Does it break out? Do we back test the breakout? So this is going to be a very volatile day. We could push into a bullish push here if we can get over this resistance area. We're literally up there right now, so that's going to be something to watch as the day progresses. Altcoins haven't moved a lot, but XRP right now is on a bullish reversal here in the 4 hourly. We'll see if this can continue. And then the resistance area right now, even if we break down, if we come through the top, let's go to the other chart because I want to get the exact downtrend. That's the uptrend. So, I mean, if this holds, technically we could come up to, we marked it out. Which chart did I have this on? I know 265 is the pivot point, but it goes a little bit higher if this plays out correct. And like my fear is this is going to end up not playing out, but right now my fear is unfounded because we're continuing to push up like we should. We've held that back test. We've got a nice W reversal on the 200-day here in the daily. Broken up past the 20-day. So if we're going to break out, we back tested perfectly where we should have. And now we've got this nice W reversal here. So if this plays out, technically you've got, I believe it's $2.72 over the top. If this were to play out, we circled the W reversal. Is this going to play out? Can we break up to 265? Now that would be the optic. If it holds this, we should be going up to 265. Now we have short-term resistance in between at 242 and then 252. We have 265 and then the target would be about 272. But once you get over the top here, that's where you can get very volatile to the upside. Bitcoin's helping us out so far this morning. Just make sure you pay attention to the cautionary area because we haven't got past. Well, I mean, we're right on the border, to be honest. To break out of here, we're looking for a breach, and we're right there at 107,780. So I'd say 108,000. You see it just like yesterday. We said if you see it over 108,000, this is good news. If you see it under, and right now we don't have to worry about the under because we've had such a nice push up. Now it would have to break this uptrend for you to even worry. Like, we're up here. So maybe 105,500. But then it's not even a worry because then you've got underneath support. But as we said, it looks like it should break out here. Just if something happens that's unexpected, that's the only thing that could stop risk assets. But this is a good start so far. But I want to see how it reacts here on Monday morning. You also start waking up 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're waiting on the Pacific West Coast at 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But right now we're off to a volatile start. Haven't missed anything in any of these other tokens. ALGO is back testing right now still, and if you see how we drew it out, if it holds the back test, it's going to end up coming up to 30 cents and then ultimately 38 cents and then farther if this reverses. But ALGO is one of them, just like IOTA, that's back testing. So if there is a buy, I would definitely be paying attention to ALGO if it holds that back test. And then if you're like, well, I don't know, what if it breaks down? Well, if it comes under 17 cents and you can just, but I mean, that's about a 15% move. With IOTA, it's same thing, forming this W reversal. We're within this descending consolidation. And even if it's a head and shoulders, I mean, you could theoretically say it comes up to 24. So if we can get this support from Bitcoin through the morning, we're going to have some moves. But we're going to have to wait to see if altcoins follow. XRP had a nice dump down a little bit this morning to like 224, 223.5 area. Now it's rising back up. But I really want to see how we react on this Monday morning, because most of crypto isn't moving like Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin's up 1 point. Well, it's not that it's up that much. It just came up to the top of the region. So we'll have to pay very close attention. Good morning. 8:02 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, June 9th, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So, been saying, if you're going to make a move, you got to make a forward-thinking move. And if you're liquid with some funds, there are opportunities. It's just a matter of finding the right one and seeing if this market actually continues to break up. Like I said, an opportunity would be like ALGO, IOTA. There's a few other ones. But just here and now, XDC right now is at 6.1 cents. And we're going to see if this ends up... This is the tricky part right now, because a lot of this could be coming up for rejection from the drop down. And that's kind of where we're at with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's at 107,800. But we need to break out of here. And then we can start feeling peace. Once we get out of here and then break... we'd have to break the recent high of 112. But we could start playing out of here with this bull flag / W reversal that looks like an inverse head and shoulders. The only question we've had is if it comes down to that 89.90K and forms an inverse right shoulder. Doesn't have to. If it breaks bullish out of that pattern consolidation that we have set up, it won't come all the way down. And then if we break out, we would be looking at about 123,000. If it breaks down and consolidates, the technical target's like 154. So it's two different targets, but it doesn't mean that it has to come down. And it doesn't mean that it has to come down to hit the top target. It just means that's how we're set up right now. I still want to see this break out before I get excited. I want to see it break out of this range. I want to see XRP break past $2.29 and ultimately break out towards the resistance area above. We've had that pivot point resistance for some time. Get over $2.65, we're going to get hot. That's where you start to push that $3 plus area. So definitely want to see that start happening if we want to get volatile to the upside, because we do have a setup here that could allow us to break up. We just don't want this to break down in a head and shoulders. But I mean, we're bouncing out of here right now. That's the one thing that we can say. As long as this stays above this area, we should bounce pretty volatilely up. I don't really see anything that's stopping us in between that 265. I mean, there's 242. The only thing that will stop us is bearish momentum. And right now, we don't have it. We haven't got that huge tug, but right now, if XRP holds this, you should be coming up here to that 242, 245 area this morning. If this plays out, we could be coming up to that mid-240s area. So we talked the whole weekend about the what-ifs, the what-nots. What if it goes up? What if it goes down? But at the end of the day, it's your decision to make. Do you think that this can break out with some volatility? And if you do, you got to figure out where your opportunity is. I've already pointed out ALGO, how it's back testing, and it's breaking out of the back test. I've talked about IOTA. We have XLM as well. We have so many others on our board we can talk about in live. But we're just waiting for some kind of volatility. With XLM, as long as it holds this consolidation right here, I mean, you're talking about... But it's had the sideways consolidation, but the breakout point, you know, that's why I moved it down here just in case. But you're talking about a pretty substantial breakout. I mean, 51 cents if this holds, but it hasn't had the back test technically. Well, the short-term back test it's definitely had. Let me get rid of this yellow line that I drew on there. So, I mean, we'll see. We've got a shot here. We've got a shot to break out of here. Ethereum's still on the wrong side of the Mendoza line as of right now. Trying to reverse up a little bit, but we're getting a little bit caught up here. But we are above the 200-day. And now in real time, for us to break back to the bullish side of town, we want to be over 2,636 approximately. So there's a lot to pay attention to this morning. I'll do a short this afternoon as I watch the market shake out a little bit and decide whether or not, if we can break out of this 108,000 area and hold it, that's where we get the volatility. So Make sure you hit that like button. I'll share more later on today. I appreciate everybody who's been tuning in. If you're looking to trade XRP, XDC, VeChain, HBAR, all of these, ZBCN, XCN, ALGO, and IOTA, you can join BitUnix. That's the cheapest way to trade, hands down. There's no smoke and mirrors here. So make sure you pay attention to that. That's worldwide. And it's been a game changer. It's been an absolute game changer. I encourage you to join the Telegram that you've seen down there as well. So just pay attention. Try to find an opportunity if that's where your heart's set on. And don't let your emotion make this response. But pay attention to the setup right now. Bitcoin hasn't broken out technically yet. But if we get over and hold 108K, it's good news. If Ethereum can get back over 2,638, great news. If XRP retakes 229 and ultimately gets over 242 and aims towards 265 is a good sign. And then if we look at the gold market, it's only up about $5. Silver's up 1.15%, so we could get some upward volatility there as well. We'll take a look at mining stocks later. They're up anywhere between 0.75% to 1%. The most I see is 2.1%. The least I see is 0.15%. But we'll see. We're going to have a lot of volatility today, I feel like. I feel like today's going to be a big volatile day. The US dollar is barely hanging on to the 99 handle. So show caution, but also seek opportunity. That's all I can say. Have a blessed morning.